What's going on, guys? It's Zac Perna here, and on today's video I'm going to show you 3 of my favorite bulking meals that are high in calories and also taste so good. So, let's do it. A few things to know when it comes to bulking for like hard gainers if you struggle to put on weight. One is you want calorie dense foods, calorie dense meals. And secondly, you want them to taste amazing. Obviously they have to be high in protein. These meals are gonna be basically as high calories as I can possibly make them, but it's up to you guys to kind of take some out. You probably wouldn't want to add calories in because it's going to be pretty high, but you might, if you're eating too much, you're going to get fat. That's pretty much the moral of the story here. But first thing we have to do is go to the shops and actually get the food that we're going to cook today. So luckily I did that yesterday. So when people think meats, they always go lean ones, but we want them to be tasty as well as calorie dense. So we're doing beef spare ribs. Beef ribs, slow cooking these today or tomorrow when you guys watch it. Yeah, that'll do. And again, going with chicken thighs here, so much nicer, easy to get down, never gonna be dry. Whatever cheese blend you want. And some panko crumbs, whichever ones you wanna get. These are coarse, and this is gonna go on the chicken. Heaven. I wish I knew enough how to make my own, but it'll have to do. Now this is my favorite meal, hands down. We're doing beef ribs. Now, I think it's like an Indonesian style beef ribs. I did these once, probably a few months ago, and it was the absolute best. What we are gonna do with these is sous vide them. So if you don't have a sous vide or you haven't watched any of my videos before, it's like a slow cooker, but it's a water bath for your meat. It just sounds so weird. It's a water bath for your meat and it cooks the meat for you basically. So what you'll do is you will season this in salt and pepper, then you will vac pack it or just put it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the sous vide for around 24 hours. I know there's a lot of effort going into this one, but trust me, it's worth it. If you don't want to do any of that, you can put it in the oven. So this can go in the oven probably the same time, I'd say a day, but put on really, really low. So if you want to do that, that's perfectly fine, but I personally like to sous vide them.
Now, the sauce for the ribs. In a mortar and pestle, add 5 cloves of garlic and a tablespoon of toasted coriander seeds. Crush it all until it's mixed. Then add around 50 grams of butter to your pan, followed by the crushed mix, and then this sweet soy sauce. A decent splash here, this is awesome. Cook it for around 5 minutes before adding it to your beef ribs. Now I put these in the sous vide for 24 hours already, so now I'm just going to finish in the oven for about 4 hours at 130 degrees Celsius.
And then you'll be left with something like this. Again, the art attack reference. After 40 hours, you'll be left with something like this. It's actually falling off the bone. It's so nice, and you can eat an absolute heap of it. I personally like it, this kind of, see if you can get a bit close on this, Joel. See how it's like really, it's a bit black there, but that's kind of like what the sauce is, and it just pulls apart. This tastes so nice. So obviously we'll get the bones out, and then we're gonna serve this with a coconut rice. So coconut rice, for one, is so much more calorie dense than traditional rice, and you literally only need your rice cooker, water, and a tin of coconut cream or coconut milk. We're using coconut milk today, and it just tastes so much better. So this with that is gonna be perfect. It's good as. Another easy one with beef ribs, any barbecue sauce you want, done. Oh, it's so good. The whole video is me just eating these in front of the camera. So we're gonna wait for the rice to cook because I only literally just put that on. So I think we'll start on the second meal, which is the chicken katsu curry. Absolute best, super easy too. I made this for the first time the other day. Angles. A couple of eggs, chicken thighs, a lot more fats in them, a lot more calories. So that is what we want. But definitely you can do this with chicken breasts. That looks Joel. That probably looks a bit strange. So whisk up the eggs. Panko crumbs. I don't think these are traditional panko crumbs. They've got something else in them. So let's pretend like these are normal for a second. And if you want, you can like bash this out a little bit more, but not really much need. This will still work just fine. Chicken. In the egg, full whack. And then into the air fryer. So easy. I mean, you could, if you wanted to fry this in a pan with oil, you could, but it just, sometimes frying foods in oil, It just doesn't sit well with me, so air frying just, it feels clean. In we go, and that should take around 15 minutes. Right. And then the next thing you need to do is make the katsu curry sauce.
For the katsu curry, dice up an onion and 2 potatoes. Fill your pot halfway with water and then cook that down for 20 minutes. Then add a large cube of golden curry sauce mix and then cook this down until it thickens.
No, you go
2 large fries, 2 breasts, 2 gravies, 2 hand teeth, 2 carbs, 2 crazy.
breasts. Breasts. Cooking. Cooking. Rice, we're gonna go around 300. All right. Rice. Didn't expect that, did you? I could easily do more than 300 grams of rice. That's nothing.
Oh, yes.
Small sweet soy sauce. This is basically just sugars, but it's so good. Definitely need subtitles for sure. This is a small meal, okay? So look at the calories on this for such a small meal. You could easily add a heap more meats, rice, whatever the go is, but this is like the baseline one. So pretty much that. If you want to add veg, you definitely can. It's up to you. But interestingly, we just finished carnivore and had zero fiber. Honestly, zero fiber, and it was perfectly fine. The whole fiber debate is actually really, really interesting. So if you guys want to check it out, be open-minded about it, check it out. One good thing about that is the connective tissue in the beef ribs, really, really good. What's it high in, Joel? Quick carnivore test, saladina.
Oh, it's high in.
Glycine.
It's high in. Mighty.
It's high in glycine, which means it's good. Protein, fats, carbs. Good thing about varying the taste here as well. Actually, no. So that's that meal done. You can't just cut me off like that. In my mind, I can easily cut, and you're seeing the whole thing. So that's that meal done. Now, our sauce that we prepared earlier, I put a little bit more potatoes in this one because it just tastes nice. And one good thing about mixing your carb sauces is you're fighting what's called, I think it's called taste fatigue or palate fatigue. And basically it means pretty much what you think it is. It means when you're eating one food continuously in one period of time, you'll get over it very quickly. I mean, how many times have you been eating something and you just get completely sickened by it? By varying up your carb sources, it basically keeps, I don't want to say keeps the body guessing, but it kind of does. So you can eat more calories when you vary your sources. Go to a buffet, get a bunch of shit, you will eat more calories overall if you have variety. When you're bulky and you can't gain weight, that's what you need. You actually need variety. So doing things like having potato and sweet potato with your rice is better than having just rice by itself because you will eat more of it. So that, actually, I'm happy with that. Do a quick test. That chicken is crispy as.
Finger in?
Tastes nice.
Lick it.
Tastes nice. Good as. No, I'm excited for this one. Our final meal is a burrito. So this is a breakfast burrito. I literally Googled the most calorie dense meals, and one of them was an option from the Cheesecake Factory. And it was a breakfast burrito, and it sounded so sickening and good that I'm like, I have to kind of try and do this. So it's basically a spin-off of that.
And for the fillings, dice up a few potatoes, cover them in oil and chuck them in the air fryer. 20 minutes should do the trick. Then dice up an onion and fry it in butter, followed by the chorizo, bacon, and fry those as well. And finally, I'm just gonna add some black beans to the onions and then season it all with salt and pepper.
And now the only thing I have to do is just scramble some eggs and then put this beast together. So one, double, and I'm also self-proclaimed king of scrambled eggs. I think I've watched Gordon Ramsay's video about 1,000,000 times. Leave the pan off the heat the entire time. So now we're gonna assemble our monster burritos. We have all the fillings we need here, except the eggs, because obviously we'll do them fresh. So this is insane. Bacon. How fun is this? The word chorizo actually, to me and Joel, means sorry. Get that, legit. that's how weird we are, is that our language turned into this meaning sorry. Yeah, no, when you actually put it, you put it in words. Potatoes in a wrap, that's so filling. And now, we're just gonna cook these eggs. Scrambled eggs. Heaps of butter. Eggs on. I'm just gonna throw about 50 grams, 60 grams of cheese in here. Salt and pepper. Put that straight on. This is what I mean before. This is a huge meal, and I definitely overdid the ingredients, but still, I reckon you could get that down. Finally, we add some sour cream and salsa to the mix. So definitely not very authentic of me whatsoever, but for me, this would do the trick. Hot. So full. Yeah, you could easily demolish 2 of these. If you're hungry if you're super hungry. And so guys, that is it. 3 of my favorite meals. I'm gonna eat this one now, I think. I'm very proud of that katsu curry, so good. It is worth the 24 hours that it takes to cook them because they taste so good. And then lastly, the breakfast burrito, which I'm excited to try. I might try it now because I haven't ever had one before. Legit, this is a first. Holy shit, that's good. You could get these down. I think you could. This would go down no issues whatsoever. Because there's enough variety in that it just tastes so good. Heaven on earth. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know any other kind of cooking videos or whatever you want to see, cutting, bulking, what really the preference is, and we'll hopefully put it together. Sorry about how bright that is too. The sun's just doing weird things now, but anyway, that is it from me, guys. Did hope you enjoyed this video. It's probably too late to ask you to like it, but I'm asking now, so if you're still watching, give it a like, and that is it from me. I've got nothing left for you. You definitely know what to do. Stay massive. I just realized this was still going. What the fuck? Sorry I had to witness that. Weird. All these sexy jeans in my section, and slide into your DMs in the PM and the AM. Then I slide into your feelings when you see just what I'm saying.